YouTube. Happy Halloween. Hey, happy Halloween. I'm trying to find me some Halloween music to play. Hey, I went down to 3-1. Where you at? Well, I'm not going to be on long. I ain't really got much to say today. Besides, it's cold. I'm sitting under this heater under my feet. And then, of course, oh, nope, I wasn't here. All right, y'all. Halloween night. 10:03. Not a creature in sight. No trick-or-treaters. No candy dwells. Nothing but it's Halloween. So, anyways, happy Halloween. Who's on here? Come on, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to be sharing some Halloween music in the next few minutes. So, I'm looking at the Michael Jackson Thriller video. Uh-oh, here it comes, y'all. All right now, here it is. Oops. Here it goes. Hey, Erica. I'm watching. Yeah, you made it. Ain't nobody else on here. Well, there's 3 people on here. Girl, ain't nobody came to the house. No kids was walking up the street. Nobody. You know, everybody was at that, I'm watching the Michael Jackson Thriller video on YouTube on my phone. Setting the mood. Well, I remember when this video came out, it was like everybody was like around the TV screen. Oh. Yep, no kids came by. Nobody was walking down the street. Nothing. And then you know that Neverland, right before you get off 78, where they have that Halloween haunted house every year. Girl, there must have been so many people out there between the first day when they came, probably all the way till, I don't know, tonight's the last night. You know what I'm talking about, Neverland. And there was so many people. I'm like, What? No. Well, you know what? People probably bought candy and stuff, and they were like, they had to get rid of that. You hear it? $40. Shit, I wonder how much it was pre-COVID. How much it cost to get in there? That's probably $40 because of Halloween. But I bet you if you came before Halloween, it probably was cheaper. Or you probably could found cheaper tickets on what's that thing called? The thing where you can get some tickets online. Shoot, it better be more. It better be food included or something for $40. I'm curious to know how much it was the previous year. Thank you. I would have worn a costume, but I don't remember. What? Last week's price? It probably was $40 for all the day, every day. I don't know. Who knows? It had to be cheaper tickets somewhere or another to go to that thing. I wonder how long they're going to be around anyway. They probably be around this week. And girl, why not go to Dollar Tree? You know the one that I met you at? Why they already had Christmas things out. I was like, what? They had the whole thing. All the guys had Christmas items. They didn't have no kind of, they had Halloween candies and stuff, but that still looked like it was about to be stocked. So it was kind of empty. And not because people bought up all the candies either. I know. It wasn't that bad, but it was heavy traffic for it to be but when I was going back home, and I went down Rockbridge Road, it wasn't so bad, but it seemed like there was traffic. People was like going on 78 and stuff. So I don't know what they were doing. But it was it wasn't bad compared to last year though. When they had that thing over there, it'll be traffic backed up galore. But this I felt there was traffic when I was leaving to go to that Dollar Tree. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, I swear that thriller video was like the best video ever. The way they did it, like a music video at the same time. Boy, that thriller video changed all of ways how people make videos. And nobody could ever beat that video ever again. The whole thing, the whole cinema, the dancing, just the whole thing. Michael killed it. That was the only concert I've ever been to, was Michael Jackson concert. Back in 1988, the Bad concert. It's like when you watch it now, it's how Michael Jackson's dancing and all those moves he was doing. Shoot, everybody had that red jacket or some variation of it. That song's still making money. Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up. This video has 700 million views on YouTube. The official video, 4.4 million thumbs up, 251K thumbs down. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I had got 4.4 million thumbs up and 700 million views on a video? Man. And then, oh, you know it's disappointing. You know the Peanuts, it's a Halloween pumpkin and Thanksgiving. You know they took all those, you know every year they used to show the Peanuts, Charlie Brown pumpkin. You know that this is the first year that they are not playing it no more because someone bought the rights to now it's on not Netflix, Apple TV bought the rights to the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, pumpkin, and the and Halloween. Yep. Yeah. They said that this past week, Charlie Brown, um, the pink pumpkin and the one for the yeah. They talk about they ain't gonna be showing it no more. So you gotta have Apple TV to look at it. I was like hell. I wonder. I'm trying to remember. Did I even have a tape of that? I don't think I got it though. Hmm. Yep, the Great Pumpkin. No more Charlie Brown. Shoot, that was like the staple. Every Halloween they played it, and then when Thanksgiving came and Christmas, they bought all the rights to Charlie Brown, so you can now watch it on TV. You might as well take away the Wizard of Oz. At that, that was one of my go-to things. Every year I would watch those. Now, I want to see if it's on YouTube. Maybe it's on Hulu, but dang, Apple bought the rights. Yep, no more Charlie Brown on ABC. It was on, I think it was like CBS or ABC. One of them. I want to say CBS played it for years. Yeah, so sad. Apple TV. I'd rather they said that I'd rather they say Hulu bought it before Apple. Not Apple just gonna buy the rights. You know. But if anybody got the tapes for Charlie Brown, if you got the CD, the tapes, or whatever, you better hold on to it. I know one thing: if I ever come across it, I'm gonna buy it. Sure will. Can't watch The Great Pumpkin. Can you imagine all kids and people who didn't have the privilege to even know about it? Kids probably don't even know about things like that. That's classic. Just classic. But anyway, no trick or treaters this year. I didn't see not one child walking up the sidewalk with nothing on, no costumes, no nothing. Now, when I went to Quick Trip on 124 to get my passion fruit tea, there were these younger adults had Halloween costumes and stuff. They probably was going to that thing up the street, Neverland. They probably was going there, considering that they was on 124, so they probably was going to that thing. I know they could at least warn people they wasn't going to play it anymore. I saw that it was right on CNN last week. They were talking about no more goodbye Charlie Brown, and they said they wasn't this the first year they were not going to be playing it anymore on, I think it was CBS, and it would come on TV. All these streaming services and stuff. Back in the day, you could turn on TV and just watch certain classics. I was like really disappointing. I'm like, oh man, let me see if it's on YouTube. Maybe somebody caught it on. Maybe someone put it on YouTube. I hope it is. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Halloween. Hell no. Dang. The only way you can watch it is if you they watch little clips of it. Man, sucks. Yep, that's the only way. If you got clips of it, that's the only way you can watch it. Can't believe it. You can even watch it on YouTube. See? Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Colas. Dang. Took all of my little favorites. Yeah. Now you got only time you can watch it on YouTube is like you watch 2 minute, 1 minute clips. Oh, it's not free. I was just saying, the Charlie Brown Halloween episode got is no longer playing on CBS anymore this year because Apple bought out the rights. So if you want to watch Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin, or the Halloween episodes or the Christmas episodes of Charlie Brown, you gotta have you have to watch, you have to pay for it on and watch it on Apple TV. It's not even on Hulu for free because Apple got the rights to it. So I was like, what are you watching? It's free. It ain't free. I was watching a clip of Charlie Brown, and after that, before that you came, I was playing Michael Jackson Thriller video. I was watching that on YouTube. So no kids came by this year. Not one. Nobody. Nobody was walking up the street. Nothing. So I guess COVID kind of put a scare in people doing trick or treating this year. Cause I sure was gonna get rid of all that candy I got. I was like, dang, man, I still got all this. But then I drove by Annistown Church, the Baptist Church, and they had I didn't see no truck or treat or whatever they want to call it, but I think they have like an outdoor. I want to say that they was probably out there to watch some big thing on the TV screen, but nobody really had anything going on. I mean, I was working all day, so I don't know. Maybe they had something earlier today, but truck or treat or whatever, but I haven't really seen anything. At this time of the year, you see a lot of fall festivals and, people, especially on Ponce de Leon, people have these fall festivals and um, all this kind of stuff, but I haven't seen anything or heard anything around Atlanta. At least when I was looking at other people's videos on YouTube, they was doing, this one family, this couple, and they have two little children. One had a baby and the other little girl. R&L channel. It's this black woman and her husband. He's white, and they do videos together. And they live in Florida, and they will always, say, "Oh, we taking Lily in, and da 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 da. We going to the pumpkin patch." So people in Florida, they act like ain't nothing. I mean, they still wearing a mask, but it's like they still doing things and saying, "Oh, we going to pumpkin patch, and we going to this festival and stuff." And people just walking around. I mean, they wearing masks because they know. But if you watch some of their videos and they going out and about and they in Florida, they got people walking around there. Why am my nose so red all of a sudden? They got people walking around there, and you can see in the background they walking around with no mask on, no nothing. So, sh no, she's from Haiti. She's Haitian. She's Haitian, but they met when they was in college somewhere in Florida. She was like a track. She ran track. They both ran track, but she was really like an athlete, and they call it R&L. And they always says, we do 3 videos, and they got that, their tag is always, we do 3 videos at a time, and they be doing all these different jokes on each other. Not so much jokes on each other, but they just seem like a loving, fun little, fun couple. I watched their video. But no, she's not African. You think she's African, but she's not. She's from Haitian. She's Haiti. She's Haitian. And they have a little girl. She's like 3 years old. Her name is Lillian. And smart little girl. And then they just had a baby boy, Josiah. I was like, man, that's a pretty name. It was some biblical name. And she would, both her and her husband. Yeah, she got an accent, but she's from Haiti. Her family's from Haiti. She's Haitian. And they live in Florida. I want to say they live Tampa, maybe Orlando, one of those, or maybe in the outskirts of one of those 2 cities. A few months ago, she bought him a Tesla. And he always been talking about this Tesla when their anniversaries and each other's birthdays, and they kind of film their whole lives. But he loves her to death. I was like, dang. But they love each other, but he genuinely, like really, um, loves her. They met in college and how they met and everything. And I was like, damn, they're making money from YouTube. Yep, they making some kind of money, but they still have whatever jobs they do. One is in the health, both in healthcare of some sort, not like a nurse or nothing, but one is like a physical one. The husband is a physical therapist, and she's a speech therapist. That's why that little girl speaks so well for her age. I'm not talking about. She was speaking well when she was 1 years old. I was like, but then yeah, she's a speech therapist, and he's in physical therapist of some sort. They probably like in their early 30s, I would say. They about their early 30s, I would. hmm And they will show their family and stuff. But they just make videos 3 times a week, and they will have hey, creative mind. You knew. I never seen your name pop up before. All right, y'all. As you're into the room, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you subscribing. Don't forget, you have to turn the clock back tonight. So before you go to bed, the clock goes back 1 hour. Basically, that means I'll be at work longer, even though you get to sleep an extra hour. But when I go to work, I was like, dang, it's gonna seem longer, even though you gaining, and they get a lot of them end up getting divorced. Yeah, some, but there was this one girl, well, lady, whatever. Her husband is this white dude. They live in D.C. area. She's a lawyer. Well, she quit her lawyer job to do um family life. Do you get paid that hour? No. Mm-mm. Because in the next day I go to work, you don't get paid an extra hour because it's still gonna be whatever time it's gonna be. Nope, you do not get paid that time. All it is that you like right now. If I was to go to bed, it would be nine. Technically, it's 9:30, so that means it's gonna be longer for me to sleep. It's gonna be said that you're gonna be longer. Like when you go to bed, you're gonna be, but you're gonna appear that you're working longer. It's like, well, dang, it's almost because it's gonna be darker soon. $51 on eBay. The whole Charlie Brown set 3. What? I'm not paying no $51 when I know for a fact I could probably find. Man, I don't even know who would have got the tapes. Well, anyway, I don't know. You said she's in. She's in DC, the lawyer. Yeah, this is another couple. This is not the ones in Florida. This is the new couple. She um I saw her on YouTube a few years ago when she had her first husband. He was some light skinned guy, got curly hair, and she used to be in the Marines. And then I remember when she first came out of YouTube, and I was like, why she look so familiar? And then after that, I said, oh, okay, I know who this is because when she said her first name, I remembered. And she and her first husband, they were really young, and she was going to when she got out of the Marines, she ended up going to Yale Law School or something, and then it was her husband. He wasn't working. I'm looking at R and one of those videos that they almost got it divorced. Yeah, but that was like I remember seeing that video. That was when they first, that early stage of marriage and stuff. But they worked it out because they went to counseling, and that's what it was. Because it was something he was okay. I know why it was because at the time he lost his job, and then she was the only one working, and then he was finishing up going to school, and it kind of put a strain on their relationship because he was always out working and stuff, and she was out working because they would always appear to be together like glue, paper and glue. And I think when that kind of, put that little strain, and then they went to counseling, but they wasn't gonna get divorced. I think that was just a trying period, but that's when they started talking about, going marriage counseling and things like that, and they talked about it. But the husband, he loved her too much. He'll be devastated. I think he'll be devastated if he was to separate because he loves his children. He loves her. I'm not saying he don't that she don't love him, but I think he loves her more so. And yes, yep, bought that Tesla. He wanted that Tesla. He says, "What? Can I get a car?" Because every year they do these little tricks on each other. And he was like, last year or months ago when they were talking about, "What? You bought me a Tesla?" And he said, "No," and got him a bunch of clothes and all that kind of stuff. And but he really hey Romeo, but oh. And then they went on that cruise. They went and took a family cruise because that was his birthday. That was last year. They went on a cruise, and he always wanted to go to this certain kind of cruise or whatever it was, gaming or something. And he says, "Oh, what you surprise me with?" And then they went on a cruise, so that was the big gift. But she always seemed to get him some really big, big, big things. Not to say that he doesn't do it for her, but she really gives him a lot, like, but, mm-mm. And then, oh no, those two, damn, no, they ain't gonna get divorced. If they come on YouTube talk about they getting divorced, it might be 20 years from now, but now, I doubt it. I doubt it. But that other person I was telling you about, Tasha, that's her name. Her name was Tasha, whatever her last name was. When years ago she was on YouTube, and I think she was in law school at the time because she was the only one working full time, and she was going to Yale Law School, and he was a light skinned guy, and they were married because and he didn't seem to be doing much of nothing. He was kind of I ain't gonna say he was like a deadbeat, but he didn't seem as ambitious than she was. For her to be in the Marines and then go to Yale, Ivy League law school, working full time, and then because I remember her channel was not living. What was it? Living good life, living something. And I think, okay, I know what it was because I know they kind of gave it away in a little bit. I think she ended up having an affair because the husband, or what got the one she's married to now, he was married too, and she was married. And I want to say that they got hooked up because they cheated on each other's spouse, if you ask me. For some reason, I think that's what happened. And then they end up going through a big divorce. She had to pay the other guy alimony or something, and both of them, left their respective spouses, and then they each got married. They married each other. But I think that relationship, and I remember seeing her on YouTube, I was like, why does she look familiar? And then when I started realizing and putting the two together about when she always talked about budgeting and financial. It was her channel called Financial. Let me see what that thing. And and then since then she grew the channel One Big Happy Life. That's the name of the channel. One Big Happy Life. That was the name of the channel that her and her husband that they live in the DMV area. She was a lawyer for the government, federal government. No, it was a private firm. He works as a lawyer for the government, and she quit her lawyer job, making six figures to work the website full time because they grew that channel so big and huge. So she started, and they always show budgets. They show their net worth, show all the stuff on there about this is our net worth, this is how many loans we got. So and so is going to keep his government job because when he goes 10 years and 120 payments, um, they'll forgive the other loans, and so their channel was like One Big Happy Life, financials and stuff like that. But a lot of their focus was on finance because she was a financial, she was a business attorney specializing in business type things. And then her daughter, she's mm, I wonder she's like 20 something, 21, 20, 21. She went to a 2 year college because she was like, we're going to start off 2 years because she ain't trying to spend a lot of money on tuition. And then they had a baby, um, maybe two, no, what are they, 5 years old. So they have a 5 year old, and then she was trying to get pregnant again, but she did the IVR, or not artificial insemination. She's kind of older now, but she's not 50 or nothing. She's like maybe, give or take, maybe early 40s. But she was trying to get pregnant. They were, but she couldn't. So, but they wanted to have another baby. But she, so they put their whole lives on YouTube and stuff. But they was making a killing on YouTube. So she runs the channel and does a whole bunch of different things. But I haven't watched their videos in the last few months, so I'm kind of curious to see how that coronavirus is affecting their net worth. And but people making money with YouTube. I mean, you could make a lot. I'm not talking about a couple of $400 and $500 and stuff. I'm talking about people making tens of thousands of dollars a month. But I'm not trying to do all that. If I really wanted to do that, I would have focused on doing something, um, channeling and branding my channel and doing editing videos and all that kind of stuff. But me, ain't nothing being edited. I just get on StreamYard and just start yapping, and that's it. But there's a way of YouTube really focuses on the analytics, Because like I said, you just have to constantly keep making videos, But I think a lot of these people who are making YouTube videos talking about Uber Eats and Grubhub and getting money from referrals and stuff, they were probably making a good $1,000 or 3,000, $2,000. But now, you don't even see none of these people talking about those gig jobs. Now, there's some people I listen to like Lindsay, Lexi, the gig life. Raw and uncensored. That's true. I should have made my video title Lady T, raw and uncensored. Tell it like it is. Shoot. Mine is just more like a blog. It's just a way of me getting talking to people and keeping communication with people because I don't even get, I think working from home is kind of like when I first see. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I ain't just got on YouTube. I was doing YouTube 2000 and I want to say it was 2011. It said I signed up, but YouTube wasn't like it is now. It wasn't monetization and all that stuff when I got on. It was not monetized or nothing of the sort. My YouTube video, when I first started, it was me based on my weight loss challenge and cooking. You know, not no. Oh, let me go ahead and show you some extra cooking. I was saying this is what I ate today, and and then I stopped doing it for years. And then somehow or another, I don't know how I got back on YouTube again. I think I got back on YouTube 4 years ago when I started looking up information about hey, who you call extra? Anyways, creative mind. I started doing on YouTube was when somehow or another, I don't know how I came across Uber. I don't know how I came across, I know how I came across Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all those other gigs, but I can't remember how I ever came across Uber. I remember I signed up for Uber back in 2015. I never started it, and I remember signing up way back then, but then I didn't start doing Uber until after I lost my job, and then after I got um, so angry and got through that and said, you know what, time to let that go because you wanted to leave the government anyway after 10 and a half years. So, and stand up comedy. Nah. You know what? They say, life's tragedies does, and comedy and stuff does correlate. Sometimes you talk about your own life experience. It'll be funny as hell. At least I know some of the things that I've been going through and talked about and experienced. Shoot. I could talk about that. And I think that's why when I came across YouTube and then I started hearing people talking about YouTube and Uber Eats, and then that's when I started documenting my little journey with these food deliveries, especially when I was in the car. Because see, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Uber is great, and you can make a lot of money. Go ahead and click on my link and referral link, and if you do, people, as I say, and then my real big pet peeve was when tax season came around. Everybody in the damn world want to start making videos about taxes and Uber and stuff. I said, y'all ain't got no knowledge about nothing. They're just spilling it out there, making making up stuff like it was so easy. I said, nope, that's not even true. Oh shoot, Domino's and those people are a joke. And I found out I came across one of those homeless guys. He was in front of Publix up on Rockbridge Road. And I said, wait a minute, I left out of Publix, no, out of Walmart doing one of my assignments. And I looked and I said, oh, I know who you are. He said, yeah, you're the candy lady. He's giving me candy and stuff. And I said, how you got all the way up here? And I asked him about those people still at Domino's that was there. He said, none of them people are there no more. Not one single person. The manager, assistant manager, Alibaba, none of them. So I figured they wouldn't be there anyway. I was gonna go there one day just to drop by and see who's there, but I knew they was gonna last too long. And I know when that coronavirus happened, see they probably see what they did was, and I know what they probably did. Ooh, I get $600 a week, and I ain't gotta work, and I could probably get unemployment. And they took advantage of that. I bet you they did, and figured, oh, I get this for 4 months. They got the stimulus, and then they turn around, quit dominoes, or got fired, and then try to collect 600 a week plus. And it was, and I could assure you, being a driver and then getting that 600 a week, you would probably making more doing that. And since technically, I probably could have applied for the stimulus too, because when I left, it was just about this before they about to close down and all that stuff. That's when I left. But actually, technically, I could have applied and get that $600 too a week. But see, I already had a job. I was already waiting for another job, but I could have filed a claim because it was at least a month. But I was like, I didn't feel like doing all that. I did not feel like going through all the rigmarole, loops and hoops, trying to get some stimulus, $600 a week, because I would have already started working. When I started working, I probably only would have got it for a month, if not a month. I think it was 3 weeks. But I said, nope, it ain't worth all that. I ain't that damn desperate hard up, because I already knew the stipulations. And a lot of people don't understand. Just because you got that $600 a week plus the unemployment, you ain't pay taxes this whole entire year. Next year come, y'all gonna be crying. They're gonna be, I ain't I owe $1,200. I don't understand what, and then people ain't gonna be able to afford to pay that. So trust and believe, when that comes up, when that happens next year, when time to file taxes, and depending on who becomes president, don't be blaming it. People probably be going back. It's President Obama. President Obama left 12 years ago. I bet you they'll still try to put something, a President Obama twist on it. President Obama, it's his fault. Watch. President Obama be gone and left. Everything they try to blame it on President Obama. Hey, President Obama, because I was getting earned income credit and I don't get that no more, and I owe taxes. They'll somebody find some narrative way of placing blame. They ain't even gonna mention Trump. They be like, oh, we'll see what next year, this time next week, this conversation gonna be a whole new conversation. I'm just waiting. Tuesday come. Tuesday can't get here fast enough. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 more days. And hopefully it won't drag on after that. Hopefully it will not be dragging on because of some mix up. But they said 90 million people had already voted. 90 million people has voted. That's more people who voted early than the people who voted last year combined. I want to say combined, that's record numbers. One state, they said it was like, one state already had like 48% of ballots of people already voted in the state. One was like 48%. The percentage of people voting is not 100%. It's not even 80%. So for it to be 48% and stuff, and that's not even including today and the last couple of days, that's amazing. 90 million people voted. That's almost 50-60% of people voted, period. So, but the ones who I think that it won't be so bad with terms of long lines. I think so many people voted so early. Yep, we all gonna have a watch party next week. I know one thing. I'm gonna try to come back home after I finish doing my volunteer at the polls, and I'm gonna have a watch party. I'm gonna put it right in Zoom. We're gonna have a watch party. So y'all want you to come with me? We gonna watch it. I ain't gonna stay up all night because I'm gonna see what's gonna happen because the polls close at 7. And the last person who's ever online, that's when you can end. And we shall see what happens. We shall see. I'm so dang nervous. I think as it gets closer and closer, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know. Let me tell you what happened when President Obama won that first time. The very first time, I remember I was working. I was working at the IRS at the time. I was working that late shift. Like I got off at midnight or 1 o'clock, whatever. Let me see. What was my time? Yeah, I got off at 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I remember I was like, the polls are closed. And then 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'll run downstairs to the break room in the cafeteria, which was and I'll watch. They had the big TV on, and then it was like, okay, the polls are in, and they was just going through the roll. President Obama won this state, da da da. And then I'll say, okay, let me come back in another hour. I came back, and then after that, that's when it was getting close. And then when I came back the last time, and they said, history is made. The first black African American president, President Obama won. You know what I did, y'all? I went outside in the courtyard and I said, you remember that episode of Roots where he had up in the sky? I screamed so loud. I said, thank you, God. I went on my knees and I had cried because I was so happy that I was just thinking about, and everybody in my family said the same thing. The first thing they thought about was my grandfather, but he wasn't able to see that in history, and my father. And I started thinking about all my past relatives who were not able to witness that. And I said, thank you, God. I went on my knees and I prayed and I was so happy. And I had prayed to God. I said, God, thank you. And please watch over President Obama and his family. I was so elated. And the next day I made reservations to DC. I didn't care who ain't had no money. I said, I'm going. And it was minus something degrees, snow up to here. It's on my Facebook page. If anybody on my Facebook, you'll see those old pictures and stuff. And I made that reservation, and I was in Herndon, Virginia. I had to still study because I was taking my MBA and stuff. I had to still study for my accounting classes and stuff, and I took my study books and stuff because I still had homework to do and stuff. And I went. And I made reservations. People talk about this ticket gonna be high, it's gonna be expensive, and blah. The hotel's gonna be off the chain. It wasn't. I made that reservation the next day. The next day, I made reservations. I said, I don't care. I'm going. So I had ordered me a suite, and I had used the shuttle service, the car service, to go into DC. Took the train or whatever I had to do, and I said, okay, I need someone to pick me up and take me back to the hotel. And I went right on back into Virginia. And I went to saw that parade and everything. And I remember, like I said, that night I went to rose my hands to the sky in that midnight sky when President Obama won. And I was so elated. I was like, I looked up to the heavens. And all I would think about was my grandfather, my father, and all people who had passed away who was not able to witness that. I was so happy. I was like elated. I was like, yes! And I know I wasn't the only one outside screaming and yelling and jumping for joy. I had jumped for joy. That was the most proudest moment ever. Boy, I swear, I was like, ugh. And then when he won the second time, President Obama said, I probably could win the third time. And he was right. If there was no term limit, President Obama probably would have won 3 terms. because he had all colors of people voting. White folks, young folks, old folks, black folks, white folks, whatever. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. He had some policies I may not agree with. There were certain things I may not agree with Obamacare. But I said, you know what? But at least he tried to offer universal health care. No one else did it. Hillary couldn't do it. Nobody else. Everybody was talking about that. Oh, we can get universal health care. They couldn't do it. They couldn't pull it off. And he even said, if anyone has something better, change it. Come up with something better. He wasn't threatened about that. You know, he wasn't threatened about that at all. We had one of the best economies that during 8 years of President Obama. It might have been a struggle for some people still. Some people say he ain't did enough for black folks. He couldn't do anything for black folks because if he sent it towards everything with black folks, then people would have been up in the ants about it. He ain't did nothing for other people. He only did for black. He did for all people. But let me tell you what black folks messed up at was because when the second term for the Congress and Senate race came, we didn't. I ain't gonna say we because I hate putting myself in that because I voted. People stayed home. They didn't vote. They had their chance to vote those Republicans out, and they stayed home. They dropped the ball. We were so complacent. People were so complacent with having a black president. However, the best ever had. The best. Lincoln couldn't even put that in there. So Lincoln was the best president. Hell no. First of all, we didn't live during that time, so you don't know. They're gonna say he was best friend because he freed the slaves. Man, if you really want to know the story about that, he didn't really flee the slaves. All they did was change the institution from slavery to Jim Crow and made it worse. But he ain't really freed the slaves. Black folks supposed to know better when they got freed. And matter of fact, they never knew they were freed until what? Months later, a year later. Some people didn't know they were free. That's what Juneteenth was about. June 16th was about. All they did was put black folks from worse to from chains to into institutionalized slavery, but not really slavery, Jim Crow and all that. So Reconstruction, they didn't, The only reason why the slaves were free or whatever was because the South lost the Civil War and the infrastructure was changing. They went from industrial and they didn't need no aspect of the slaves. That's the real reason why black folks was free from slavery. There was no need for manual labor in slavery because it became an industrial country and it was transitioning from agriculture to industrial, and the use of slaves and things like that there was no need for. The only time they went from Reconstruction and they used black folks and then later Indian people and other foreign people to build this country for free, and they still do it. They still done that. Why, Negroes, you can't enslave you, but um, but they'll work you for free to build those trains and everything, built this country. That's the only difference. The only difference, you know. And they dumb poor crackers, they was like, well, I ain't got no money. Well, what they gonna do? No, I ain't got nothing, so you could go and get this land. We'll give you the 40 acres in the mule, and if you could work, you could stay, you could try to work the land, and we'll give you, whatever. Hmm. That's all that was. That is all that was. If you really want to know. But black people, some black folks, particularly like my family, like my grandfather, great grandparents, and great whatever, they had land. We had land in our family, my mother's side, for 3 generations. No, 4 generations. No, more than that. When I say 4 generations, I'm talking about 4 generations starting from my grandparents and back because they've had land. We had the acquired land, worked the land and stuff. They weren't, they would say sharecroppers and stuff, but in actuality, they bought land and worked it within the communities, and that was it. You know, but I could assure you, I was so happy. Then the second year, happy again. But when President Obama left, like I told you, Erica, like I told you that I cried like a baby. I sat here watching it on the TV, crying, talking about bye, President Obama. I was so hurt. I was like hurt. I couldn't even watch Trump part. I just wanted to watch President Obama and the First Lady, did their speech and went on that plane and they circled around because they didn't leave D.C. They just circled around because they still stayed in D.C. till they moved back to Chicago because the girls were still in school. Boy, and then when that damn ass Trump came to office, I was like fucking hell, you know. And I didn't even watch him. I didn't want to hear nothing about him acceptance or nothing. Not a damn thing. And after I watched the part that I needed to see, hey Sharky Phelps, after I watched what I had to see, that was it. That's all I wanted to see. Now, we gonna see what's gonna happen. January 20th, I'm gonna be right up there in front of the TV. Get the hell on! Move the fuck out! Get gone! Get your crap and go back to New York or the Trump Tower. Go back. I can't wait till that time comes. I'll be like, bye. And all the Trump supporters and stuff. And I'm gonna tell y'all, don't drive around with no Biden Harris ticket or nothing on your car. Don't put nothing on there or nothing of the sort because so many people are crazy. They started boarding up New York and DC, talking about they boarding up businesses and stuff. So they thinking whatever the results are, somebody's going to be unhappy, and they thinking somebody's going to burn down and do looting and all that. I don't think people going to be all that like that. I doubt it. People ain't going to be. I think those Trump people who so strongly support Trump, I don't think they're gonna be that dumb and crazy. Think they're gonna be going out there. Oh, I can't believe it. You ain't got, they gonna be need to a boxing on. Be right back. Oh, I ain't gonna stay here too long. It's already an hour. I ain't trying to stay on too long. But yeah, I think that if Trump was to win, I just think people are just gonna be too disgusted and they're just gonna be too exhausted. And they're just gonna be um I don't know. I think a lot of people's going to be, if Trump is in the office, it's going to be some hell to raise. But I don't think people are going to be rioting and getting all burned down stuff and all that stuff. I don't think they're going to do nothing stupid like that. If it's a landslide, if it's a landslide and it's like boom, and he loses big time, that means he really have a strong base support. That means a lot of people see you're gonna have to analyze the numbers and the stats when it comes out. It's not a whole lot of Trump supporters out there like that. I think a lot of people who are Republican, because I was looking at something today, they said a lot of older white women, not even older white women, they said it was a lot of white folks who was like diehard Republicans. They said they voted for Biden. They said they said that whatever happens, they said the next time, whenever this election is over with, they said they're switching over to independent. So I think that whoever becomes an independent, Next go around, I ain't talking about that stupid Kanye West talking about he gonna be independent and all that crap. He gonna run in um 2024, 2028. Nigga, shut up and sit down, crazy ass. Talk about he gonna run. And God told him he gonna run independent. Ain't nobody gonna vote for no damn Kanye West with his stupid ass. But I guess at the same time, if Trump reality TV could run, but see the thing is, Trump got billions of dollars. He could buy his way into office. Dumb Kanye West, they ain't gonna be another black man as no president, and he sure ain't gonna be him. So God told him to run. Boy, bye. You better God ain't tell you that. God told you to take your medicine and sit your ass down and stop making it and stop making a mockery out of my name, going around talking about, you know, God told you to run. Man, God did not tell you that. And then he said if he don't, he gonna run for governor of California. I guess if Arnold Schwarzenegger could run, fine. But see, Arnold Schwarzenegger was married to a Kennedy. I don't know why he thinking he was Australian or something. I think he did become a citizen, but remember Arnold Schwarzenegger was trying to run for president, and he was trying to change the rules in the Constitution to have foreign born people could run for president. Man, bye, sit down. Ain't nobody gonna change no Constitution to let some Australian person run for president. Y'all remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger wanted to run for president, and he wanted to change the Constitution and stuff so he could run for president. Boy, you might be glad you became the mayor of California. And he, ain't nobody was taking him serious. I'm the Terminator. I'm gonna run for president. Oh, I swear, some of this, if that's the case, let me run for president. I got a better chance of running for president than he does. Shoot, people, boy, I said so many people for these last. When you think of, I think that 20 years from now, people are gonna go back. Not even 20, 10 years from now, people are gonna go back and says Trump, and they're gonna who will write the history books. It's gonna be a joke. It's gonna be funny. Y'all, but I mean, I'm surprised people forgot all about that. I don't think people got all about Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to run for president and change the Constitution and stuff. But see, that was before he got divorced from the Kennedys, from Marie Shriver Kennedy. He thought that he gonna marry Kennedy. He thought he was like, oh, I'm Rachel Kennedy. I can run for president. And the only reason why he became governor of California, because they ain't had nobody. They ain't had nobody to run for governor when he ran. Nobody was hardly running. So, but a lot of stuff that he said that they wanted to change, they didn't pass through. That's why California is going bankrupt and millions of people fleeing California out of droves. You know, he only got those la la Hollywood people voted for him. But that's basically most of California. But the only reason why he won was because he was backed up by the Kennedys. That was it. Other than that, if he wasn't married to that Kennedy, he wouldn't have won California. And that year he ran, Sonny Bono was mayor of Palm Springs. Was it Palm Springs? Cher's ex-husband. See, they had a whole bunch of Hollywood people. I guess they figured if Ronald Reagan, who was governor, could be president, but he was a movie star. But that was a trip. Plain trip. All right, what time is it? An hour, 10 minutes? All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. Time to lay down. All right, Erica, Sharpie, Harden, Creative Minds, Dorian probably on here. Who else is lurking in the background? I guess I'll talk to y'all probably tomorrow. I'm not sure. And Whoever's doing the watch party on Tuesday, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see because I want to save my StreamYard for my hours. I don't want to use it all up. But it's gonna be interesting, y'all. As it gets closer and closer. All right, y'all give it a thumbs up. All right, Erica. Talk to you tomorrow. Thumbs up. Like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. All right. Bye, Hearted Erica, Creative Mind. Okay. I don't know what you do, Creative Mind, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about these other lurkers that be not even saying hello or nothing. They know who they are lurking in the background. Only 3 people spoke, or 4 people, for Romeo, Colas. It's like 5 of y'all, but then they had like at one point 12, so that means six other people are just lurking in the background. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And we shall see what happens as it gets closer and closer. All right. Happy Halloween. Talk to y'all later.